All right, welcome back to DangIT Prodcast, the show where we talk about video games, anime, manga. My name is Justin,
I'm Aniyah.
and welcome back, everybody. Aniyah, how's your morning been?
Ooh, it is technical. I'm just working on some stuff with the YouTube stuff. Trying to avoid a copyright ID. Outside of that, bruh, writing. Well, I've been reading more of the one shots that have been popping up. But
Okay.
bro, what is it? That's it. This Saturday, dog. That's it.
Working on a Saturday, I feel that. I need to continue working on little clips here for the actual YouTube channel here. On top of like writing scripts for Tanuki. I have an idea of what I want to do. I guess this is a little like sneak preview for everybody else as well. I'm thinking of doing a talk about like physical versus like digital media, and I might focus in on maybe like the game key cards for Switch 2 and whatnot, since that's a little bit more relevant than just like that general talk. But I was looking at the analytics, and I was like, not a lot of quick feeds on those previous two videos of Switch 2 that I've been like posting. Moreover, a lot of it is just kind of on Steam Deck side, which makes sense because that's kind of like a more general video that people will just have like an inkling of curiosity just to look up. So I'm thinking I should probably maybe backtrack and go for more, I guess you could say, evergreen content where at least in the moment of 2025 it's relevant versus like me doing very topical stuff.
Yeah, the stuff that's going on with how people are behaving, they're just going against Nintendo right now, considering what's going on as these pre-orders and all this other nonsense going on with it. Like that one guy who, the one guy who got
The one guy.
he stole a Switch 2, and he's like posting a video about it, and it's been going around.
Oh, that's crazy. I'm thinking that like it can't be stolen, right? Like who's doing this?
Yeah, right. Because somebody said Nintendo's gonna find him and hang him by his eyelids. I was like, oh,
oh, he's cooked.
I was like, of all things to do, man, these people are bugging. But on top of what is it? The stuff with Nintendo, the Steam Deck, people are just looking for alternatives. If somebody's gonna stake out doing all that stuff for a Nintendo Switch 2, whereas they can get what they see as better functions on like a Steam Deck compared to one, it's like they're not gonna probably put too much stock in a Nintendo Switch right now. So
I feel that when you really look at the grand scheme of things, I think PC is just generally like the better option because I guess when you think about it, you don't. I mean, as far as like hardware stuff, you're kind of investing in like different like components and whatnot, and that's kind of like an issue with everyone across the board when it comes to the tariff situation. That's not part of the conversation, but with like something like Steam Deck, which is a little bit more of like a console like feel and vibe, so it kind of like lines up with those who are curious about like playing on PC without having to go full forward with like a whole tower situation, and that's pricey by itself. But I don't know. I was thinking about it a little bit more, and I keep blurring the lines between PC versus like console stuff. Like when it comes to Steam Deck, that feels like a mesh of like all of them. But ultimately speaking, I think there's just a lot more variety when it comes to like Steam Deck stuff. So it should cater to a different audience in that front.
Oh, no, I see you. What I was gonna say, like the biggest hook for consoles is the exclusives.
Yeah.
I highly doubt. I mean, I'm pretty sure it exists. Well, does it? Wait, hold on. Nintendo first party games on other systems?
No, I mean, not legally.
Yeah. Yeah, but also I don't know. I always had that thing where I would hear people complain about how games are, like how gaming's like kind of dying off or falling off. I don't know where they land in on that regard, but like even if they do get a Steam Deck, I don't know if they're gonna play the same few games anyway. Like I don't know. It just depends on what kind of crowd we're talking to. Most people who actually enjoy like different variety of games rather than just like the genres or whatever they get on consoles for their exclusives or whatever. PC is definitely for it if you don't want to limit yourself. But there's still some fun in getting those exclusives on Nintendo. So I mean,
Not to
like
mention,
everybody,
oh, I'm sorry.
yeah, I was gonna say, no, everybody's argument for it is pretty fair. Like I mean, just just wait, dog. Just gotta wait.
That's also true. I was gonna say also like a good allure towards like Nintendo, but also other consoles is the idea that like you play it, it works. There's no need to like fickle with like settings or anything like that. It works perfectly like right out of the box or upon downloading.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I can get that.
Ooh, hopefully, we don't have like what other situation aside from like Joy-Con drift did the Switch have? I don't think many, right?
Well, I mean, aside from the usual performance like talk and everything like that, some games actually legitimately crashing. I remember I had like
Oh,
one
that too.
situation with that, but like more games crash than others, but that kind of stuff.
Yeah, well, I thought about but Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, but I mean, like,
Hmm.
man, that's not necessarily crashing. That's just not working.
Oh, it does that too, but on
I mean,
top of
I
that,
mean, yeah. On top of the stuff they put on there, bro, that system again, what is it? Glorified tablet. There's a lot of things that people would expect from it, and I'm like, yeah, sure, but I mean, again, it
I
just
mean,
wasn't working.
yeah, you are right. It is pretty much a glorified tablet at
Crazy.
this point, but we'll buy it again.
Oh yeah, no, it's gonna be solid. Oh yeah, yeah,
Oh yeah, speaking of which, let's I wanted to kind of go over a couple of the overview things that we're going to be doing for the podcast this time around. So, as far as like what we have on the docket here, actually there's not just like the whole Switch 2 pre-order situation, but I also wanted to talk a little bit more on Xbox's side in the form of them releasing Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered, Clair Obscur, which is multi-platform, but definitely was heavily promoted as an Xbox title since it's dropping on Game Pass as well. Clair Obscur
Mhm.
Expedition 33 released this past week. I want to also kind of look at Game Pass just like as a whole. Like, I mean, we could just lightly touch up on that. Um,
Nope.
there's also the release this past week of Fatal Fury: City of the Wolves. There's actually an NSO update as well. Now that I think about it, and that actually happened earlier, so I think we'll talk about that first, and then we could talk about Switch 2 pre-order stuff, how that went for us, and what can we possibly expect like for the future for as far as pre-orders and everything like that. So I guess
Yeah.
we will go ahead and get started with I'm just gonna put like 7 minutes here for
Okay.
the NSO update. It's actually Fire Emblem themed, so I'm actually kind of excited to talk about it a little bit more. So we have an update with that one. Let me talk about Nintendo Music real quick because they're still adding like soundtracks over there. I appreciate the fact that they are like letting this be something that people can like just stream digitally because as far as music for Fire Emblem Engage, that was something you could probably buy on like I guess let's say Play Asia or other Asian stores or something like that and be able to get the
Yeah.
soundtrack that way. Otherwise, there wasn't really any available way to like buy and then listen to the soundtrack. So they dropped it on
Mm.
Nintendo Music. I forget exactly which date, but it was earlier this week. And it's all kind of stemming from the fact that, or at least I believe, it's stemming from the fact that we have the 35th anniversary for Fire Emblem as a whole. So I heard the news officially through like Nintendo, or sorry, Fire Emblem Heroes, the mobile game. They're celebrating 35 years by doing all these different banners, and that would then extend out to this soundtrack being added to Nintendo Music. And then on top of that, they dropped Fire Emblem Sacred Stones for the Game Boy Advance. Phil's favorite, actually. And I actually have that, or anybody who has the Ambassadors program for 3DS also has that as well. So super cool to have this once again available for people to play. It's a really good one too.
All right.
So that means we have both Game Boy Advance Fire Emblem games from the West. There is one that has never really been made available. I forget what's called. I think it's Blazing Blade. That might be the first one that we have. Or no, it's
Oh,
Binding Blade. That's with Roy.
okay. 'Cause I was like, we're still talking about Fire Emblem, right? Like this, I'm out of the loop,
That's
except for
fair.
like I guess a couple of games when it comes to Fire Emblem. But man, 35 years. How many games do they have now?
Quite a handful. I wish I had like an
I was
actual
like
more concrete number for that, but
at
there's
least at least five. Okay.
at least five, five and above.
Jeez, bro, that's good though.
I'll actually just verify that real quick. As far as you know what, Is it actually the?
Wait, don't tell
Yeah,
me
it
it's
is
less than what I was.
35th anniversary. Okay, just want to make sure.
Yeah. Okay. Because an honest guess, I would say at least. Well, I mean, at least I would say 16.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm not gonna really like go through and just like count on my fingers like how many were just made and also the ones that weren't like available to us. But it's
Oh, that's a good point.
maybe sub 20 for sure.
Oh, shows how much I know. Wait, that's to us, right?
I think just in general for all of like Fire Emblem. Maybe
Dang.
maybe not the any whatchamacallit it, any spin-off games.
Mobile? Oh yeah, spinoffs in the mobiles. Okay.
Maybe not counting those,
Oh,
but yeah.
jeez, man. Marth's been in the game.
Yeah. I do want to point out the fact that we still don't really have any type of localized version of Binding Blade like over here. I think that might actually be available like if you have like the Japanese account for NSO, I think, or something like that.
Oh
But
yeah, I forgot they do that.
yeah, where they'll
Usually
just
we'll
have different games like released. So that's
yeah,
kind of weird, but
Netflix.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
just weird because the one that we don't have, which is called the other Game Boy Advance game, which was Binding Blade, if I recall, that's actually like technically a sequel to the one that we actually got as the first Fire Emblem game, which is Blazing Blade, also just rehashed as just Fire Emblem, period, for us.
Oh
And
yeah,
that's the one with Lynn and Hector and oh god, why am I? God, I'm forgetting like our one dude, but he's actually like Ellwood, who is actually like Roy's father. So there's the connection there.
Oh, what the heck? Okay.
But yeah, it's
Dang.
super weird that we never got like that game, but we also got like the prequel, and now we have Sacred Stones, which is still good.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, I don't understand that thought pattern though.
Yeah, I guess they might do something later on, and we're just kind of waiting. Same as that whole like rumor about genealogy of the Holy War. That's going to be like a remake or something like that. That's pending news, I guess. But that's
Okay.
that's another one that we never really had like a localization for. So I think we still have like that and Binding Blade in this case to possibly get like remasters like later down the line. It's just whatever their move wants to be. Right now, the only other planned return for the series would be Path of Radiance, the one with with Ike.
Yep.
So that's showing up on GameCube actually. So that's super cool that we're able to like try that out without having to spend $200+ on that.
Seen, but would I have done it? No, but
No, okay, yeah, okay. I was gonna say
it'd be cool to do it.
you're smarter than that.
Smash cut to me buying one right now. Anyway, but
Hey.
no, I was thinking like as far as like the games I did play with Fire Emblem, that don't count Smash. It's just that. It's just the Path of Radiance one, and I couldn't tell you much about it. I just know I played it because it was like a cool bundle of games that we got from a couple of friends of ours when I was younger.
Oh yeah, okay.
But what is it? It was one of the how many games? Was it 3 games? Because I definitely remember Bloody Roar being one of them.
Oh wow.
Path of Radiance. I'm trying not to confuse it. I was like, was it Wario Land? Because I never remember buying that game, but we had it. So I was like, somebody paid for it. So I don't know. But I had to think like maybe it was just a friend of ours. But other than that, oh bro, it's just man. I don't want to knock any of these Fire Emblem games because I just got to get. I got to put more time into these games. Really, just isn't it just like it's still turn-based RPG, but it's not like
Yeah. Just not like the way you think about it because it's strategy RPG.
That's what it is. Yeah, strategy RPG. That's the word. Because I was looking for the word. Yeah.
It's definitely an interesting like genre. And like to each their own as far as like their preferences. This is one where it's like, yeah, I totally understand if like this is not everyone's cup of tea because I like the strategy aspect too, but I don't know if I'd be really big on real-time strategy ones. I know that one of Vanillaware's games, which is Unicorn Overlord. Love that game, but that's also technically like real time as well. But you can pause whenever you want to, so that's why like I'm open to that more so than I would try to do like an actual legitimate RTS game.
Oh
So
yeah, no, I see. Yeah, real time strategy. Okay.
yeah, I think it might also be like character centric ones that I kind of lean towards. If it's just like me commandeering like a nation, but there's no like individuals I can like just pinpoint and like know the personality and backstories of, then I'm maybe not as inclined to like stick to that.
Yeah, I see you.
Where it's like, oh, there's Crom and there's Lucina, like your main character, Robin, or whoever you want to name them. Just different individual characters that have like different personalities. I usually gravitate towards.
Oh yeah, I feel it.
Mm-hmm. But aside from that little add-on, there was a couple bits of news I wanted to show up. Just as a general like whole, I feel like Game Pass, Xbox Game Pass as well, it's kind of getting a lot of love over like this past week because we got Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. That was a whole remaster that people have been talking about. It's kind of like another one of those like worst kept secrets situation because we kind of knew. I don't even remember like where like the rumors even came from, but it was just like quite a while back, and now they finally had dropped that, and people are enjoying that experience. And you know, as someone who has played through Skyrim around like 2011 or something like that. Yeah, it has to be 2011. I remember I was in like junior year. We were sitting in like English class and people were talking about like how you just make iron daggers, all iron daggers, and you just build up your smithing and you just like become broken just starting from there.
You know what? That's pretty hilarious. I'm gonna give off aside from the memes and stuff from that game. I did I played a little bit of it, but I mainly backseat game with a friend of mine because he had it. I never like bought Skyrim, but I would usually play it at somebody else's house. And what was the name of that character? There's a character from like a DLC. I keep wanting to say her name was Lydia. And
No,
like,
no, not Lydia, no. But I think I know who you're talking about.
yeah, some girl with like long black hair, and I guess like
Yeah,
I don't know if you get like some new
I know what you are.
what it was.
Vampire.
Yeah. Yeah, oh no, they were way cooler than that. I tell you that.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Because no, you can become a vampire in one of those DLCs.
I think that's what it is though. Then, because like she, what kind of armor did she have? She had like some really crazy looking armor. Ooh, Skyrim. Oh wait, hold on. But yeah. As far as like what I enjoyed from Skyrim, I always just thought like this. Oh yeah. Wait, hold on. Oh.
What's going on?
That ain't not Lydia. This ain't. Who's this person? What the heck? You gotta leave. Hold on. That's not what I was looking for.
The worst that they can say is no. Ew.
Yeah, right. Bye is the they can say bye to you.
I don't know. I was thinking of I think it was one of those girls who she's an NPC who is like a vampire, and you can also like
followed you around.
Well, yeah, there are a couple companions here and there, but Lydia is one of those. But she's like early on in just like base game stuff. Sworn to carry your burdens, she would say.
Oh yeah, you know what? She had a little bit of. I don't want to diss her, but I'll give her props for the virtue, for sure.
It was crazy back then with like Skyrim because like they were like boasting about like how they like rehashed everything with their like their new engine and how everything like looked like immensely realistic as far as like fur stuff and whatnot. And I look back at that now, I'm like, oh wow, that was definitely a design choice now.
So, bro, some of the stuff that like mind bends people from back then looks like alpha stage to us now. It's pretty hilarious.
It's crazy.
Ooh. Just like what happened with Dead Rising on the Xbox. I believe Dead Rising did that. Also, that whole thing with the HDMI port and whatever. But again, when it comes to like Xbox, I got nothing. I should be grabbing the console, but like, dude, it's like not right now. Kind of mess. But
I get you. I get you.
When is Dark Ages? Dark Ages coming out for
Doom the Dark Ages. That's actually next month.
Yeah. Oh man, and then if we're talking about Game Pass, is that on Game Pass?
It's also on Game Pass as well.
So it's like, so I want to. I'm probably just gonna bounce off of that. You did say Game Pass is getting a lot of love. I guess they're making like
Yeah.
reasonable choices.
Well,
I hope.
it's one of those weird things where like I love the fact that we're getting like these really cool game type profile games, at least that like really interest me, onto Game Pass. That is definitely something where, yeah, no, I'm not gonna really like subscribe like yet because I'm being very conscious about like where I'm spending my money and everything. But if I wasn't spending money on like individual games, like physical copies or anything like that, like on like Nintendo or PlayStation, then I would definitely like focus in on like Xbox right now because there's just a lot of really good games like this, like past, I guess this month and also next month. Because Elder Scrolls is just one of them, and then we have Doom: The Dark Ages like the following month. The next game I wanted to kind of talk about, even though that is multi-platform, same as Doom, is Clair Obscur Expedition 33, which was showcased in one of the previous like Xbox like developer directs, where that actually is a turn-based RPG. It's made with, I believe, a smaller team, but it looks like really, really good. It has a lot of like Paper Mario like aesthetics as far as, well, I guess the combat inspired stuff.
I but what was the first part? It was Expedition 33, but then what? What
It's
was it before that?
it's called Clair Obscur. But they're both missing E's at the end of them. If you wanted to get the spelling right there.
Who is bro? I didn't realize that there was a was this a novel or is it just gonna be like some kind of
It seems to be a standalone game.
oh really? Man, it's not like based on like a story or something that exists.
I
Never
don't
mind.
think so. I don't know. I have to actually like legitimately play it, but I just don't want to like spend money on individual copy, but I also don't want to like do Game Pass. Although Game Pass, I should say, is still a really good deal, even like aside from like the 3 games that we're talking about now. It's just that they're made even more so like inviting because of these games.
Now that I think about it, what's is there? What's the limitation for Game Pass? Because first of all, how much is it on a monthly or annual basis?
Here's the thing. It used to be really good. It's a really good deal now, but it used to be really, really good back then too. Um, like Game Pass has like different tiers. There's Game Pass Core, there's PC Game Pass, and then there's like Game Pass Ultimate, which is pretty much everything.
Okay.
And essentially, I don't know, with you and I guess PC Game Pass would be pretty good. That's like,
I've been thinking about it.
I think that's $12 or something like that. $13 maybe. Game Pass Core I think is like 8 or 9, 10 maybe. Something like that. We might have to double check on that. And then Game Pass Ultimate is $20 a month.
No annual gabs, huh?
There's unfortunately no annual unless you can like maybe like buy one of those like through maybe like a Black Friday deal, or maybe there's one like hanging around on like different retail shops or websites. Yeah, it's one of those. It's one of those weird ones. But I believe they have a family plan, and I was thinking like maybe I should like get people on like a family plan, and maybe we can like divvy it up that way, so we all kind of benefit from Game Pass at like less of a price.
It's not too crazy. Yeah, I would like to see the dividends.
Yeah, but it's one of those things where I was for a good while subscribed to Game Pass, but I found myself playing other games like outside of that platform, so I wasn't really utilizing it a lot. So I was like, let's just kind of nip it in the bud right now and just kind of cancel that for now. And if there's any opportunity for me to get Game Pass for free for a month or so, then I'll do that.
Fair money. Yeah, especially want to save your money. Wait, is it not?
I will say if
the more I think about oh yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say if Game Pass is the only thing you're utilizing as far as getting games and everything like that, then that it's still really a good deal versus like, you know, outside of that, spending like $50 or $60, $70 like on a game like a month. It's definitely better than just doing that. But if you just have like other consoles that you kind of like lean towards, then yeah, it may not be great to like double up.
Hold on, where's the thing at? I am curious though. I'm not gonna lie. What's the limitation?
The limitation for Game Pass stuff?
would it be like, say if I get a game, right? It says like new games on day one.
Okay.
Does this thing like swap around like Netflix or something, where like it's only here for a certain amount of time?
That was the idea, right? Especially
Yeah.
early conception, where like at a certain point, like games will like hop off and like new games will come in. Xbox first party stays there.
Oh, first part.
Yeah. Some other third parties might stay there longer than others. Like a perfect example is Square Enix, who had like a deal with Game Pass where I think they will have their games out there for at least 2 to 3 years, which is kind of crazy. But you know, at a certain point, they'll hop off, and
Wow.
they'll tell you like which games will hop off. But you know, otherwise, you can just play them whenever you want to during the time frame that they are still there.
Yeah. Okay. What the heck? Oh, fool me, dog. Uh,
Still really good. I'm just trying to see if I can find something for like the family thing, because I think what they were advertising was that like it's one membership, but 5 accounts can be like attached to it. I'm
no.
just trying to see where it is because unfortunately, I think they really push forward with like the monthly plan for individual members versus it being a family one. Like there probably is one, but it's gonna take me a while to even just find it.
Yeah. Do you need like a limit of
Oh,
people? Like, do you need like at least 4 or something?
no, sorry. I'm actually like hopping in right now. For Game Pass Friends and Family, they're saying that this preview for it has ended in this region. So I guess it's not available here. So yeah,
Oh, America. Oh, cook.
we're so cooked.
Hey,
That would have been really nice.
that thing said 1 membership, 5 individual. Oh, you
Yeah.
live where? And they had to turn that metal up.
Oh, you're gone. You're done.
Oh, that's so tough, bro. My money.
That's
Okay.
unfortunate, but it is still like a pretty good deal regardless. If that's the only like place that you're playing games on. And so yeah, Naya, I would probably even recommend probably just the individual PC Game Pass. You know, like you have a gaming PC, so you can like still benefit from that. And
Yeah.
you have to just double check on like the status of like the games. Like for example, with Oblivion, if you check it, you'll see that it has like an Xbox Play Anywhere like tag on it, which essentially means that like whether it be PC or the console itself, you can play it.
Oh, okay.
And it will if you're playing on like your Xbox account then or Microsoft account, then it should link your saves across. So
Okay. Man. All right.
I know you want to
I
still
guess.
get like an Xbox console itself, but you don't really have to depending on which games you decide to play on.
Mm, yeah, that is annoying. It's super good to have that option for PC.
Mhm.
No, no, maybe. Saga. Wait, South of Midnight.
Oh, let's double
That
check
one
that.
is that game is an exclusive, right?
Right now, yeah.
Right. Oh, right now was it a time exclusive or
Oh
is it
well,
like
I
a
mean, oh, I
first
guess you,
party?
yeah.
I mean, first party.
It's part of like, you know, game studios like publisher stuff. Or no, it's
Yeah, yeah,
not.
yeah.
But
Oh, never mind.
um,
Ugh,
actually, no, you're
it
no,
was-
you're right. You're right. Because it is like it's Compulsion Game Studios developing it, but they're under like Xbox Game Studios. I'm saying this because it's on Steam as well.
No, man, hold on. God, that feels like a complicated conversation. Uh, as far as like, what does Microsoft get from hosting Steam, even though it's not Microsoft? It's just a program. Like, what are the residuals for like
Because
that?
yeah, it's weird because like it's Microsoft to
Uh,
Xbox, and that splits
yeah,
off as far
right.
as I
And then
understand.
the product of South of Midnight, but I bought it through Steam. Whatever they get from that money,
Residual
splits it
stuff.
whatever
Yeah.
way, right? I'm like, trickle. I don't know. You pay Microsoft, you pay Xbox first. It's like same diff. Like I don't know. Yeah, okay. But all right. If I can I'll probably save me some at least save me some money anyway. Cause I'm probably gonna get
Mhm.
the S. Even though I want like a physical disc when I usually play games.
I get you. I
I
get you.
might get the S. I don't know. Yeah, depends. Xbox ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, South of Midnight's one of them that should, play on PC as well. So you should be all right,
Right.
regardless of where you want to go with that one. Because
You sound like
that's definitely a consumer friendly way to go about it, just to allow other people to play it regardless of like their platform. I guess with this case,
shoot.
it is only available really on like the PC side and like Xbox versus that. So I guess the better way to say it is that it's a console exclusive, but it's also on PC.
Oh man, that sounds fun. Whatever license they got for that.
Mm-hmm.
Crap. What other game was there? Because like the Expedition 33 game, I didn't look at any of it. Max was playing it, and now who else was playing it?
I've heard a number of people are
Motion
like
Critic.
playing right now. Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I saw him playing, and he was like, "This game exceeds the hype." I'm like, "Geez, bro,
Really?
this game is really getting like some positive
It's
reception." I never
true.
heard anybody say anything like, especially for people who enjoy those games in general. It's like it's already gonna be a shoe in. But I don't know about anybody who's probably given that game a shot that doesn't play RPGs like that. So I don't know. Let's see if that's gonna change my mind. Well, oh wait, I know what game changed my mind on RPGs. That wasn't Pokemon. That was Persona 4 Golden. So that was the one I was like, man, yeah, kind of wicked. And then I just kept playing it. I don't know why. But dang. Did you see that? Well, I mean, aside from like the trailers and stuff when it first like got announced, did you
Mhm.
see anything as far as like the gameplay or like what's going on with like just in motion?
In
You
motion,
know?
if we're talking about Expedition 33,
Mhm.
um, as far as the visual style and the art style, that's stellar. It looks really, really good. Um, they kind of go for that art style. That's also like a little bit more like hyper realistic, but it's also definitely much so like a fictional world.
Right.
The gameplay, the reason I talk about it, and Phil will also talk about it as having Mario, like Paper Mario mechanics, and also like Mario and Luigi, just interactive stuff, is because when you do your actions, like you have much more hands-on, like hands-on interaction with how things play out. It's not something where it's like attack and you just wait for them to just do the animation and you see the numbers.
Yeah, right.
It's like
They use
it's like you want to use your gun, okay, you actually have to aim it and then like fire, and then as far as like when you do different like attacks and everything like that, they'll actually tell you like, okay, press at this right time for like the bonus damage and everything like that. So
oh,
it's definitely not one of those things where like you're just kind of passively watching people do it. You're also helping them to actually commit to those actions.
hey, what the heck? Hold
So
up. Now it's
not quite action
not quite turn based
RPG.
like we're used to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not quite action RPG as far as like what you see where you're fully controlling them, but it's also like more hands-on interactive like our turn-based RPG.
That sounds crazy. You said you have to aim and shoot if you have a gun character. That sounds nuts. Usually it's
Mhm.
just like frame pray, and if it says miss, you suck. But like
Yeah, they
I
aren't.
didn't think it was doing
I'm
that.
not sure if you can miss in this game. As far as like other commands and everything like that. If you have a gun and you're aiming it, then I guess yeah, you could miss. Sure.
What the
Um,
heck?
but if you recall in like Mario and Luigi, for example, where like you'll still commit to the action, but like depending on like you pressing like a certain button at the right time, then you do bonus damage. It's kind of like that.
That is crazy. I do remember you mentioning that. Uh, but like, what? Do I have to give this game a shot? Because look, even though I haven't necessarily played what is this face? Thousand Year Door. Like I've always seen that game. First of all, the art style it already makes itself like super separate from a lot of things.
Hmm.
Uh, even though I think what the first Mario, the first was the first Paper Mario on the N64.
Yes, yeah,
I think.
and that's actually you can actually play that on a NSO
All right, so
if
they
you
got
want
that
to.
going on, right? But yeah, I was thinking again, RPGs, they're just not a default for me, but I can admire something when it's good, like bruh,
Hmm.
especially when it has something that kind of brings you into what is it? God, what there has to be a better term. It's just like the satisfaction you get from like being involved with well, first of all, letting whatever choice you make in the turn-based part of it, but then
Hmm.
interacting more so to give like extra damage. Like that's a cool thing to do. Cause that way the game is like, you know, is more engaging.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. The more I think about it, I'm like, man, do I have to spend money? I don't want to spend anymore, but like, do I have to?
You don't have to. You don't have to.
It's like spit. Look, this is isn't this a startup? This is a startup studio. It's like their first game.
It seems like it's their first game. Yes. I guess they knocked it out of the park with it.
Yeah, I'm like, this your first, bro? Don't get me wrong. Watch out for the high expectations. But I mean, honestly, if that's what I'm looking at on the first run, I'm assuming they're gonna have a good track record.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, please, for the love of Microsoft or whatever, just keep that mess clean. All right, let's just keep this game flow going.
Right. I will say, one of the big things that gets me with like the like RPGs and everything like that. Well, let's say like turn-based, especially because with that comes with a little bit more strategy like implemented with it. As far as like building out your characters and then running things like with like said built characters. I noticed this like early on when I was playing Ryza. Actually, that's a little bit more like real time, but there's also an element of just like preparation and everything like that. And there is like a mix of turn-based because like everything runs on a timer. I remember like I was clearing through that game like pretty easily. I was like, oh, okay, this is whatever, whatever. I'm just kind of going through it. I like the characters enough to kind of get through it. And then I got my ass beat by like this boss character. I was like, yo, what is happening? Like, why am I not like doing this well? And it was one of those things where it's like, okay, well, I'm not going forward after a couple of tries. So I'll go back to the hometown and I find out there's a whole bunch of these other side quests, like interacting with characters, whatnot. I'm like, okay, I still like this. And then I actually started to learn about like, okay, so what exactly do I need to do? And then there's the actual aha moment where it's like, oh, this works here, this works there. I have to do this and I have to build it this way. And then you get that satisfactory of actually like winning the fight in a different way of like how like in, let's say, Souls games where like it's a matter of like learning the patterns and then knowing like
trial and error.
Yeah, how much is like give and take as far as like how much like you want to like go into doing certain attacks and like dialing it back and then just learning to dodge and like manage your health and everything like that. It's similar to that where it's about learning like from your past mistakes and then understanding like what is the best like approach given the situation. That it's pretty much kind of like that. That's where I get the satisfaction there too.
Yeah, I could roll with that. That's a good way of putting it. Ooh. Oh man, can keep an eye out for it. See what I'm gonna think about that game later. Oh, the next bit. Oh wait, no. When we met, you know who it was? My bad. I was thinking about Oblivion, right? But the character I was thinking about from before with Skyrim was Serena. That's what it was. I don't know if she was a vampire.
Oh, yeah. I think she was like part vampire. We might have to double check. Yeah. I think they go by a different alias or name, but definitely vampiric like themes on that one.
Yeah, I was thinking about armor and stuff. I just remember her having like what kind of fit this was. I was like, what is this?
Let me double check. We have someone in chat like over on the YouTube side. Alexander was asking about being able to play Pokemon Violet on June 5th on Switch 2. Got the Mario bundle. Well, first of all, congratulations on getting that bundle. But also, yes, I believe so. I don't know if it's going to get any updates in like performance boostings, but when you slot in Pokemon Violet, for example, or just have it digitally and you carry that over to your Switch 2, it should play the Switch 1 version of that. So, not guaranteed that you'll get updates on performances and whatnot, but you will be able to play it.
That's gonna be interesting to see when that mess drops.
But yeah, just to kind of wrap up on like the topic there about where we're at with Game Pass. But I was just saying in general, like Game Pass is looking pretty good as far as like Elder Scrolls, Oblivion, Clair, Obscur, Expedition 33, but also Doom: The Dark Ages is coming out like next month. So it's like, ooh, dude. And the problem is that I probably won't like. I'm gonna commit to it. I probably still won't be able to play like those 3 games right out the bat because I'm just trying to like figure out where I want to like place my money. I'm really focusing in on like Nintendo first party stuff.
Yes.
Which is probably why I won't also like invest into this one right here, which came out like this past week too. Fatal Fury: City of the Wolves. But we were able to play it thanks to Phil.
I am buying that game soon as my check hits. I'm not gonna lie, but I need to grab it. Uh, man, so much more Garo, bro. When what is
What's your
it?
take? What's your take?
First time I got the first time I got to play Garo, Mark of the Wolves was on the Switch. The
Oh, really?
arcade archives. I think that's what it's
Hmm.
on. Man, that game is so good. I'm a sucker for like the time of all those sprite animations, but like I didn't recognize SNK's game back then. People still talk about it, and I forgot which was it, KOF, Fatal Fury, or no, I forgot which one it was. But man, just seeing like the amount of like talent they had back then, and the amount of like distinction they gave to like environments as far as like the animations as well. I'm like, oh man, SNK. It sucks that they had to go through this crazy period of like before they got back into the spotlight because they went bankrupt or something.
Oh,
But
yeah.
like man, SNK was like really trailblazing out here. So like the fact that this new game is getting a lot of appreciation, I'm like, well, from old heads, sure. I don't know how I feel about other people who've never played like any Fatal Fury or anything outside of like whatever other game that wasn't SNK related. I don't know, but I mean, it's only been like a couple of days, so I'm gonna wait. I like hearing good news for this little game because I mean, bro, oh man, when I said little, freaking Ronaldo's in the game. There's nothing little about it.
Crazy.
Non-stop stuff that's happening with like whatever like production went into making this game. I do remember, was it Phil mentioned that Ronaldo's gonna patch or something in this game? Kind of weird, but I mean, like, I guess it just shows that you're saying that it shows that he was kind of added later compared to every other character. Because like, Ronaldo doesn't even have a level dedicated to him, no?
No, I guess
think
not.
so.
I don't think so.
Salvatore does.
He does,
That
yeah.
house. That house. I don't know what's going on, but the nice lady sitting in the chair.
Hold on, I want to be. Yeah, I want to point out that level because there's something weird going on. There's like some dude like at 30 frames per second. He's green screened. That's a real person. That's a real person.
I thought it was him. Like I didn't pay attention. I thought it was like I saw one of his music videos after I got like curious. I was like, you know what? Let me watch this guy. He's popping up on my thing because of SNK. So I was like, let me watch this. What was it? Was it called Horse?
Horse?
I think it's called Horse, or maybe it might have been. It's the one where whatever the reference is, where he's just like when he's down and he's just like punching at you.
Oh shit!
Dude, in the music video, he's punching an old lady. He's just like eating those punches, and I'm like, bro, what am I watching right now? Like,
I will.
It's a bit of a groove.
I will say, as someone who's completely like a novice when it comes to fighting games, especially when it comes to like SNK stuff, playing as Salvatore was like the funniest thing I've ever like seen. I get it.
Not yo, man.
They cooked.
Look, he's a super appropriate character when it comes to like making sense for the kind of fantastical fighting you're doing, bro. Everybody's like blowing up walls and like throwing fire, power gazes, and all this other stuff. So like for this dude to have like a weird kind of like eccentric kind of style, it like why wouldn't he fit in? What's it called, Horse? Oh wow, it's called Your Mother. There's a song called Your Mother. I gotta listen to it later. Where what?
Whoa.
What's the song I listen to? Hey.
I love his crouching like stance. His idol is just him like bopping to music. It's so funny. You can even hear it.
Dog, he's just in a groove, like off neutral. He's just like cutting up. And I'm like, this guy's crazy cool.
Yeah, and he has like that crazy long idle animation. Has no right to. Like, he's just breaking it down.
Yeah, I know some of them where he just stops and then he'll break it to like he'll do this nonsense, or like he'll probably just. I think there's one where he definitely waits and then he just stares at the screen. He's just waiting on you. I don't think we saw that one.
No, I don't think so. But I think I've seen it make its rounds.
So funny.
Pulling out Sonic. We're just like, hey, I'm still waiting over here. But I will say, It's been a hot minute since we played it at Evo last year, but I was trying to kind of figure out like the controls there as far as like the rev up system and the SPG stuff. I love the SPG as far as like how that's incorporated. How you can at the very beginning when you're selecting your character, you can actually allocate where it actually will show up, whether it be at the beginning, the middle, or the end of like your health bar. Very interesting. And I definitely gravitate towards like using it early on, but that was just like how I like utilize it. But there's also like other like combos and inputs that you want to like consider and keeping that in mind. But I was not really feeling most of those characters except for that one dude. Was it Kane? The one with the actual like fighting stick. And I was like, this is kind of working out for me.
Oh, Billy Kane?
Billy, yeah.
Yeah, Billy, yeah. Nah, he was a problem.
Hmm.
That dude was able to get like so much range, like in a game like that too. What I need to know is because there's a thing about like juggling in this game compared
Uh-oh.
to
Well,
what
yeah, I
happened in
can't
Mark
see
of
it.
the Wolves. So I was just like, all right, that's definitely gonna be some that's some labbing for sure. But like this game, dog, is just it's a more is it like did it say it's more of like a refined Mark of the Wolves? Because it's not like anything crazy like separated from all the other games beforehand, i.e. the one. But
Hmm.
like with Garo, of course, keeping the system we were just mentioning, the SPG, and then adding onto it with the rev gauge. I mean, like, bro, this game is they ain't missing, man. Like, I'm like, hopefully, like based off what Phil said, they're planning to add like maybe all the Fatal Fury characters in here.
Hmm.
Like, what's that gonna look like? Oh, a lot of characters, maybe, but it all depends. Cause I don't want to mix up Fatal Fury with King of Fighters. Cause King of Fighters is more of like a blend of all the characters of SNK.
Hmm.
So I don't think we'll get Kyo, because he's from King of Fighters.
Oh, okay.
Uh I don't think we'll get Leona, so that sucks. I don't think we'll get Kyo either. Like, I don't know how they're gonna did I say Kyo? Did I say Kyo twice? I meant Yori. I don't know how they're gonna do that, especially for this roster. Because what? How many characters did they start out with in this?
For
Freaking
City of the Wolves?
yeah, City of the Wolves was like how many characters?
I want to say it's 12.
All right, let me test. Yeah, let me test my gamer memory because we were just playing
We
it.
were just playing
Yeah,
it.
right. We got two characters to get off the bat, which is Ronaldo and
And
Salvatore.
Salvatore, yeah.
Yeah, but then we got the guy who I thought was kind of interesting, but I haven't even tried him out yet. Got his name, but I know he's the boss of Garo. Well, Mark of the Wolves. The blonde dude with the whatever powers. I think you played as him for a second.
I was trying to play as everybody, actually, to be honest. Whoever we weren't covering.
Yeah, you got to play as him. You played as Gato.
Yeah,
I played
yeah.
as Vox.
Vox is kind of cool, yeah. Kind of edgy, but yeah.
Weird. He's weird for me, but I think he's definitely got like I don't think there's like a character, maybe like Tizok.
Oh, Tizok's interesting, yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of like grappler characters in 2D fighting games, which is why I'll never like Zangief. But I was just like, I never want to rock with that.
I get
that
you.
guy, and then we got Mai and Terry. I'm not big counting. I'm just trying to see how many characters I missed. But was it? You got Preacher, which is a new character.
Preacher's
but like
new.
everybody's saying that she's the protege to Joe, who's the other Muay Thai character. Like you can see a lot of the very big similarities as far as like the style of Muay Thai, because her tornadoes aren't like as strong as Joe's, so that's pretty cool. And was it of course Rock?
Rock.
Orchard phrase. I play as Jenny. First of all, her name is Jenny, not Janae. I'm like, what's the T for? Misleading.
Fair enough, yeah.
I play as her. Yeah, I've been playing as her since Mark of the Wolves.
Oh,
but
okay.
What is it? Who else? Hoko Tomorrow? Is that how you say his name? Whatever the guy. I keep thinking that was Mai's kid. I was like, no, that doesn't make no damn sense. That doesn't work. But is that character? Like, bro, we got like a cool list of people. I don't care about, but that's not what I'm looking for. There's just a lot of yeah. I don't
Mm.
know. Like I don't know. All these characters are likable, which is kind of his name is Kane, but
Oh, that
that's
guy.
why you know what the blonde guy was named Kane, but I was like, we said Billy Kane. I'm like two blonde guys with
Yeah,
Kane in the name. It threw me off.
yeah. There
I
are
was like,
two
hold on.
Canes, technically speaking.
There it is. Hotaru, the blue haired girl. She's
Yeah, I've seen her before.
she's definitely been in since Mark of the Wolves, so
Mm.
she's basically a returning character.
Okay, gotcha.
But I'm about to hurt somebody. Where's that? Oh, Fate of Fury. Fate of Fury.
There's also Mai.
Yeah, we got Mai. We got
This guy
her.
Kim Dong Hwan.
Now you just yelling at me. What'd you say?
My fault. My fault. Kim Dong Hwan. I think. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Is he in City of the Wolves?
Yeah. I have the website pulled up, but we did select him at some point.
Bro, did we? I'm bugging. I don't remember him at all.
I think you might be. I think you more than likely will remember Kevin instead.
Kevin. Oh,
It's very memorable. Shout outs to the music because when you start
yeah,
up,
it's a banger.
yeah. For everyone else, if you start up Fatal Fury, City of the Wolves, I think the default music is actually collaboration stuff. That's cool, but definitely whatever their own mix of like Fatal Fury's like soundtracks, that's good. That's really good. You should definitely select that too.
Yeah, the default music is solid. I was thinking, hopefully they streamline it because I was bugging about that. Like you have the option to go to collaboration or SNK mode.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well now I gotta like actually individually select on each stage to go to default or not.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of corny. Like that's a little weird, but I mean, whatever. It's not like a huge deal.
It's not the biggest deal. I understand why they push for like those collaborative music. Some of them are pretty good. Other ones are just kind of like more background stuff. Now, granted, all the music's background, but I feel like those like hit heavy, like with their original like scoring.
Yeah.
I will say, as someone who's like a non like fighting game person, I think this has been like a really cool experience too. I do definitely need to learn a lot though.
Hey, dog.
To be fair though, you two are more experienced, so.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. But I mean, I was trying to think of the thing that kind of closes that gap. If you notice that, like when we're playing, there's arcade and then like smart style or something like that.
Yeah, I did see that.
I forgot like how they allocate it. I don't know how they do it, but like with smart style, it like closes the gap for people who just want to get like the cool combos off, I guess. Or was it like?
I think smart style is actually the one.
Oh yeah, no. It's definitely smart style, but like to close the gap between that and arcade style, I think I gotta know. Oh look, it's right here.
Yeah, I think they had the button layout for that too, because I was looking that up too. Like a string of combos can be linked to just one button. Specials are like a dedicated button as well.
You're right.
But I think I looked at that though, and I saw that like smart style is a little bit more complicated as a result. Like there's just a lot more to read. And I was like, oh geez.
Bro, it says smart combo and it's circle. I was like, what?
Oh, you mean arc system? Okay.
Yeah, the arc system thing. Like honestly, maybe hold on. Here's one thing you could probably get from smart combo if you would like to, because you could use smart combo, right?
Mm-hmm.
Again, to kind of like get that learning curve or like the experience curve or whatever.
Yeah.
If you want to like actually get down with the deep mechanics of the game, then you would just switch back to arcade style. And then if you do, because there's a point where you start to learn a character and you understand like which moves do what in like I don't know what smart combo looks like. I want to try it when I buy it. Whatever the smart combo looks like, if you want to do something to where you kind of innovate when you go back in an arcade style, that's usually what it is. Because that's the cool thing about fighting games most of the time. Where you get to take the time to learn the skill, right? Well, then also learn the matchup. That's if you want to get nitty gritty on the competitive side. But you'll have a chance to like it's like more of a satisfying thing to do when you actually lay out a combo without relying too much on like the streamlining. I'm like, because man, it's just one button.
I can actually relate. I can actually relate to that. It was one of the older betas for was it Project before Project L became well actually it was 2XKO. One of the betas, like the first beta that came out for the public, I actually tried it out, and I was playing as what was it, Braun or whoever the big dude is with the shield. Right? Yeah, like he was a lot of fun. And he has this auto combo that I learned, and I was just trying to learn the practice mode of it, where I wanted to see if I could do that same combo, but like as a manual input. And that's when I found out like what was originally just like pressing one button as a string of combos, but to do different directional inputs to make that combo happen. I was like, dude, there was a lot like put into that, but I figured it out, and it felt really cool to like actually be able to do that. So
yeah, it's like you're leveling up kind of feeling. You're like, oh, I've grown stronger every day.
Yeah, and when you can when you can do that as just like a muscle memory type of thing, it's really cool.
Yeah, man. I think since most of my time is spent in Tekken, and can I even say Street Fighter? Because I play Street Fighter. The most time is definitely Tekken. I can't shut out like whatever muscle memory I usually have is for that game. But I've played a good span of Street Fighter, and then I guess like within the past, how long has it been? Oh, how long has it been since I downloaded Mark of the Wolves? Whatever that was, I think that's more when I started playing SNK games, because I played SNK 14 when Phil had it, and then I got it for myself, and then I got King of Fighters 15. Did I download any other Fatal Furies? I mean, it's on the eShop, so it's definitely something that's like just buy that whenever I can.
Yeah,
but man, it's just like, bro, SNK dog. Like anytime SNK's winning, it's kind of like, I know that I don't really play with them like the games that often, but when I do, it's kind of like I'm not having a bad time. So I was like, well, why not?
It's a lot of fun.
Man. Such a solid game, bro. Also, Preacher's looking pretty crazy, in my opinion, because I like playing the Preacher.
Yeah, those combos are pretty sick.
Oh man, it's like, you know, it's like, oh,
you know,
go, man, like, well, look,
all right. Got something else I wanted to talk about. It's actually like the main focus of like the the stream, and let's talk about let's talk about the Switch 2 pre-orders. So it's been a long time coming for this one. Obviously, like we've already talked like to hell and back about like price differences here and there. Tariffs obviously being a big impact. It's the reason why this pre-order has been delayed up to this point. But we finally got through with the pre-orders, and it was definitely a mess. I'm not sure, Aniyah, where you were at like pre-order night. What was going on?
What was I doing pre-order night? You know, I'm not gonna lie. When I was looking at some of the stuff that people were mentioning, they really just stuck to like 3 retailers. Like, as far as like this discussion was like, but that's the funny part. The one I saw the meme of, right, which is where we got lucky. We got lucky with GameStop, but the issue was I would see memes of GameStop, but then everybody's always talking about, well, I got mine at Target, I got mine through Walmart and Best Buy, and I was like, I mean, I guess. I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know what to tell people about this sometimes. I'm like, did y'all really not exhaust every option? Look, I'm just hoping that none of y'all really have to deal with the fact that you have to get it from a scalper. I like the Nintendo Switch. I like this console, and I don't even have it. I'm just not gonna do all that to get it. I'd rather just wait. Which is usually I would usually tell people that. But
that's true.
That's really what I was doing. I got lucky with some of the stuff. But like outside of that, I was just waiting. We just had to wait. I was just watching people kind of freak out a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
That's true. Yeah, I think a lot of what my difficulties were getting the Switch 2 pre-order night, because I did 2 instances. We did GameStop. I also like participated like last night or the other night for pre-orders. And pretty much what I had gone through was kind of similar to what other people went through, except for Target. I didn't try to like jump in too much with Target, because that was a whole mess. But to kind of go in order, so people were talking about how, and I did this too, for Walmart's side, you would just like click onto it, and then you would be put immediately into this waiting room. It was actually kind of interesting how they set it up. They would pretty much tell you that, oh, hey, you're in this waiting room. You can actually like minimize like this particular window here, and you can continue shopping for whatever else. And I was thinking, okay, that's really cool. So I was checking to see some other stuff. I wasn't really keen on getting anything else. So I was like, okay, let me hop over to Best Buy. Best Buy doesn't seem to have it. And then that's when I get the notification saying that Best Buy isn't actually having their stuff up yet. Literally, they would show up like 30 minutes after all of this to actually have like an opening there. And that was a big thing for sure. And I could definitely like recount like what was going on in our chat as far as like everyone's experience trying Best Buy and anything like that. Yeah. I tried Target. I was able to add that to my cart, but I could never like get my payment updated there. It would always like kind of be like, oh, error has incurred, try again later, and then it would push me back to the cart. So it was like I was just kind of looping that. Walmart's over there still like loading over there. I don't know what's going on over there. So I was like, okay, all right. So I was streaming this too as I was like playing through all the other games. So I was just kind of playing my game, just waiting for that to load up, hearing messages about like, oh, people are trying to add to Target, and they're being successful for it, but they're also getting messages saying that their pre-order was canceled too. So that was a big mess. I was like, yo, that's crazy.
That'd be annoying. That like, you got it, buddy, and then it's just like,
no, you don't. Oh, my fault. We canceled.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I thought that was you. It was somebody else. That's crazy.
So fast forward with Walmart. It brought me to that page. And eventually I was able to like get into the shopping cart and everything like that. Error occurred. Try again later. And it's like, this is definitely not working. So I was like, oh, I guess this whatever. Actually, you know what? Let me try one more time. So I removed it from my cart for Walmart. And this is before like they were actually telling us that they were restocking it. I add the Mario Kart bundle this time to see if it goes through. It worked without any difficulty whatsoever. I was like, that was too easy. What happened? But I hear other people are having like the worst trouble. I guess I just got really lucky on that one. And then Best Buy just literally took forever for me, so that didn't work out. And if we
honestly,
oh, sorry, Aniyah. Oh, I was saying,
okay, I keep forgetting we got a delay.
We got a delay.
Anyway, hold on. The only thing I was gonna say is like I assumed that a good chunk of people, like the average buyer, because like most like us, we like getting physical copies and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It seems like, you know, we'll talk about that later. As far as like how people transition, it looks like they're trying to transition out of it.
Mm-hmm.
I would assume that the one that would have been sold out first would have been the Mario Kart bundle, in my opinion. So when you say you got it easy, I was like, that's a little odd, bro. That's a little weird.
That is weird. I think I was ahead of the curve. This was, I think, right before they were saying like they're posting on social media, restockers, just people keep track of you know, all that kind of stuff. They were saying that like, oh, for some reason Walmart's actually like putting them back up because I think everyone went through that perpetual loop and it didn't really take them anywhere. And some people are getting in. Otherwise, a lot of people are just kind of like waiting there and just, you know, finding out that it isn't available. So I think at a certain point they were like restocking things on their website. That's when I just so happened to line up like with that. I think that's what happened.
Yeah, it was crashing. Like
yeah.
I wouldn't. Oh, but you know what? Hold on. We were talking about this the other day. There were things that happened with people who try to use bots. Like there's a pattern of like how people use bots in terms of how they buy things. So they would probably do something because like when you mentioned that they would have the pre-order and then they wouldn't, I'm like, are those people self-reporting? Because that sounds like somebody who might have been using a bot. I thought that would be kind of interesting.
I mean, like, I think Target unfortunately doesn't have any like barriers like against that. So there's not really much distinction between you and like a bot, aside from maybe some payment information stuff. But like the bots are typically like larger in numbers and like faster than the average person to like get the checkouts.
Yeah. Oh man. Nah, that was crazy. Cause I was like, bro, it does kind of suck though. I'm like, yo, these people that missed the window, and it's like, it'll happen in the future. You know, people might not be the lucky ones. Mm-hmm. When I say the lucky ones, it's just like the people who are lucky enough to get like on day one, sure. But like this console, hopefully, I just wonder how they're gonna do it because holidays are coming up.
True.
We're gonna get like some first day reviews because I'm not gonna lie. I don't. I hope not. I hope nobody gets like a issue with their console. It's like, oh man, the thing's not loading or some nonsense or whatever that list was. The people who want to play their Switch 1 games in the Switch 2 console, but it's just not optimized for it. That's gonna be annoying.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, yeah, who knows? I'm not sure how it's gonna work out.
I think we're also seeing postings about just pre-orders, like constantly being restocked over on like Walmart's side. I think right now, like
Really?
Walmart's getting like a lot of the good buzz here too. But yeah, I think it's just one of those things where like pre-order night is definitely a chaotic mess. But we might see pre-orders like show up like elsewhere as well. Definitely bigger retailers will definitely have like more of like those stocks versus say GameStop, where like we're just getting like word that there's a lot of limited like quantities being like sold, depending on like which GameStop it is too. So when you see things like the website crashing, that was something where like GameStop's website would become available for people prior to the actual like physical opening hours, and I guess it was crashing, and I guess that's why that's where a lot of bots were like planted, because I think we got like a later posting saying that like they were like kind of going through inventory stuff, they were going through their transactions, and if there was any indicators of like a bot like being involved in the transaction, then they will like cancel that one or something like that.
Yep.
Could not tell you like how they do that.
Yeah, and we got those freaks who whoever that guy is who posted that video of him just messing with a Switch 2.
That's crazy.
Like that.
Hopefully, yeah.
They gonna get him.
They gonna get him.
They probably got him right now. You know what? The video we just saw.
What happened to him?
He's already good.
What happened to him? That's the whole point. Yeah.
Nintendo, Amazon primed him and just like snatched him up as soon as he posted that video online. I mean, I wouldn't deny it. Also, if I had to assume, I don't know if this is happening with like all the other models, or well, depending on how they audit things when it comes to inventory. Like if they're gonna notice that one thing is just gone, especially like with the way they mentioned how they're doing it. Crap, I swear. Oh man, I should have wrote this down. As far as like what is it? That one dude, that one guy.
The one guy.
YouTuber, some ordinary gamer. He made a video about it, and I guess like he mentioned something about like Nintendo making a funny choice of like how many they sent. But then again, he's in Canada, so I don't know.
Oh yeah, okay.
But I don't know. Like there's just like how they divvy up inventory is probably gonna affect how people, how it gets to people. So for somebody to kind of like mess with that in transit, because I don't know who this person is, wherever this person was at, look kind of like some random like I don't know office room or something. Who knows? He could have been in mid warehouse. He was just like, better now or never, and then he started setting up the game. I'm pretty sure he didn't even play anything. Like what? If you make an internet connection to play on the NSO, if you sign into an account, like they're gonna know when you got onto a server, and they're gonna be like, bruh. IP right there. His IP address is right there. And it's just like you turn around. It's like doing it right next to like a Nintendo employee. I don't know. It's just like something reckless that this person was doing. He's getting caught. Like what? What are you? I don't know.
It's like literally like who signed Hannibal on?
Yeah, it's such an obvious setup. He shot himself in the foot. Like for what? You telling me you can't wait till June? That's crazy. These people. It bugs me.
Funny people.
Like, yeah, it's like pump the brakes. Dang. What? You have a job at least? Like just wait. Like I don't know. Oh, had a job, but like it's kind of crazy.
That the thirst for clout makes you do crazy things, Aniyah.
Oh, we didn't even see his face. Because it's the irony. It's like if we see his face, sure he get the clout. But he's getting the clout without his face, and the only thing he's about to get is a case. Like I don't know. It's just I don't know what the heck's gonna happen. It's not looking good for these kind of people. What's it called? The FOMO crowd or whatever.
The FOMO crowd, I guess.
It's like chill out. Go do some. There's other games. Get an ROG or or a Steam Deck. I don't know. Just chill out for a second. Wait, you have a Switch? Don't just buy that. I don't know.
Yeah, Switches are in good quantity now. So, in fact, Nintendo would want you to get like another Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, and what is it? You don't have to do what I'd assume the Switch Lite's purpose was, which was to like be an intermediate while trying to, compensate for the price point when the Nintendo first showed up, and then for other people who were coming off of the 3DS. I think that was the way it was put, because all these other games were handheld, but then I don't have enough for this newfangled Switch console, so like there's a middle ground. So now the middle ground from like the 450 price point compared to what? Isn't a Switch still like 3 something?
300 at space without any type of sale.
Oh, then bro, wait for a sale. I don't know. I just rather people kind of like kind of chill out. I mean, I guess it makes for a funny story.
Yeah,
I think I got what's it? I think Phil sent me like it's a stupid meme of it said how Nintendo's finna do this guy like after posting that video, and it just shows a clip of like, is it part 5 of JoJo's, and the 2 guys, and it's like 3 guys just dancing while this other dude's getting his eyes blown out, and I'm just like, you know what? You're not lying.
There's a lot of funny memes with JoJo.
It's so stupid, bro.
I think my favorite meme is still just like everyone being on this guy, and there's one dude who's like taking a sip of his tea. Give it a second, and then he proceeds to jump in.
Bro, he had to make peace with it before he did it. That was funny.
Yeah, I feel that. Real quick, actually, Spider Lantern in YouTube saying I was lucky to snag a Mario bundle at 3 a.m. From Walmart. However, with people saying their pre-orders have been canceled, I've been checking my email like crazy all day. Hoping mine's still good. I don't think I got my email confirmation. I have it like on my account, so that's still good. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see.
You haven't gotten a...
Yeah, I don't think I got. You know what? Let me just check that real quick right now.
I was about to say, because that is a cool thing to check. If it's doing that, wait, what would be the purpose outside of like, I don't know,
just to confirm.
Because like no, I mean like they should send a confirmation thing. My thing was just like,
you know what? My fault. Yeah, you're right. I did get the email confirmation that day.
Okay. Is it in your spam folder or something, or was it just?
No, I just had to like, at this point I kind of have to like filter search it. To be like, let me look for Walmart stuff.
Shoot. Hoping that guy in chat doesn't lose his, because that would be unfair.
Yeah, that's really unfair. Listen, if you, I would probably just suggest just checking your account and just making sure that the pre-order is there. I also check the mobile app as well. Funny is though, like a lot of people are reporting that getting the pre-order was easier to do like mobile wise, but I actually use Walmart's like actual desktop like browser. That's, well, not their browser, Chrome's like browser, and just was signed in for like Walmart from there. But I did the same thing. I actually used Walmart to do a pre-order on the PlayStation like anniversary controller. But yeah, I do have the confirmation here too. So Sephi's good. What happened was that we were able to get our GameStop orders, like all of us, like in Tanuki crew. We got our pre-orders for the GameStop's like bundle thing for Nintendo Switch too. And with the
I got the console. I'm the crazy gonna spend $80 for a what Mario Kart? Like, dog. This is why I was still thinking like,
yeah.
That's such a big money saver right there.
It is a really good deal.
Could have got another game. I'm just saying.
I mean, there's not a lot of games that are $30 though, to kind of like before it becomes like you're spending a lot more.
Yeah, honestly. But then on top of this, right, for the people, because it seems like a good couple of people have been throwing their 2 cents in chat. It seems like everybody got lucky to find one, right? As far as like the console.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he got a bundle, so he's got a console in the game. For anyone, this is Phil said this before. I'm pretty sure he said it on stream too. But he mentions that it's a better move to get the console first That way, when the games start releasing, everything start restocking, blah blah blah. At least you have the console. You have the biggest like hurdle out of the way,
Hmm.
and then that way you can just start planning accordingly for games and stuff. Because
Yeah.
man, it was kind of crazy. It was kind of interesting to think that like just like I don't want to say hysteria. That just sounds too extra.
Mm.
I don't know, like just like the panic from trying to get this console,
Yeah.
but then also the frustration of how expensive the console is. Like I don't know, but like it's just,
I get it.
I get it, but like dang.
Yeah. I do want to just like clarify that the successful order that I placed on Walmart site is actually going to be for our friend Seffi, who also that very night tried to get her hands on like one of these Switch 2s and was unfortunately unsuccessful. So that's where like my order is going to go to.
And this whole stream, I've been looking for my phone because I wanted to find it. The messages of everybody just blowing up, it was like she's losing it because it wasn't fun. It wasn't
That
fun
was
trying to
yeah.
find that.
It's not fun for anybody. The way I summarize it is that like these console launches, like especially the pre-order aspect here, is pretty much has not changed since I guess really Series X, Series S, and PlayStation go rounds were back in the pandemic.
Yeah.
It was not fun.
I got lucky with my PS5. Yeah, honestly, I got lucky. Best Buy was the one I got it from. Like, wow, that's why I thought like it was the opposite this time. Usually it'll be like GameStop that kind of comes in for where I go to get my pre-orders, but for that PS5 it was Best Buy. So shout out to them, I guess.
And I wasn't really successful with my Xbox Series X like order. Like this was like a little bit, maybe about a year afterwards. Probably at best like a good number of months afterward. But that was with the help of like accounts that like keep track of the stock. So that's how I got my Xbox Series X. I was very unsuccessful with one particular thing. It was like further back. It wasn't even like the console. It was this all-in-one bundle for Fire Emblem Fates. Back then they had two versions, which is like Birthright and Conquest, and then there's a separate DLC which was Revelation or something like that. And they had this 3DS actually. So a 3DS game, and this particular like bundle actually had everything in the cart, including the DLC. Phil's probably talked about it before, and I remember I think I was at your guys' place, like one of the apartments and everything like that, and I was just waiting for like I guess midnight or something like that before I can like try it, and I failed at that. And now it's like I don't have that. I don't have it anymore. And then one of, if not last year's retro gaming expo that we went to, it was fate. I saw it there sitting at me saying like, I'm here, you can take me. I looked at it, picked it up, turned it around, $700, put that shit down.
$700.
$700. So that's what happens. That's what happens.
That's more than the Switch too. I was like, whoa.
It, in fact, rivals the PlayStation 5 Pro a little bit. Kind of falls behind, but yeah.
It's more expensive than the new gen consoles, bro. Like what?
Yeah,
that's insane.
It's ridiculous, bro. So I was like, you know what? I've had my fill of like the game, and if I can play it again, I can do it.
You can have that.
you can keep it.
Dog. I mean, well, hold on.
Stay in your inventory, rot if you want to.
Big rot is crazy. I was thinking like, well, for whatever it's worth, whenever somebody gets like the bundle or console itself, we should be fine. Now, I don't think this is something they'll do with like any of the games first year. Like, but maybe it's first year. Would they have like a moment of like an even restock, like a frequency of restock, right? Say when the console drops, or like June 5th, whatever, when everything drops, I would assume, especially for people who's gonna get the physical copies.
Yeah.
Like, how fast will those be sold out, and how long would they be sold out? Because what's his face? Mario Kart World is what? It's on the cart, right? It's not a game key card, is it?
No, no. I think all first parties will be on cart. Yeah,
Oh, all first party. Oh, then that's cool. Uh, man,
unless
I'm just
otherwise
thinking.
stated. You know, we'll have to find
Yeah,
out.
yeah, yeah. I'm just thinking. It's in terms of like what they have to do to restock it after it sells out. Because
Hmm.
man, I remember when I did look at the the what's his face, like how soon everything got sold out as far as like pre-order chances. Wow, wow, in like a
Yeah,
whole mile radius. I was like, oh boy, oh my goodness. Ha! Hey man, I mean that's a tough hurdle. But I don't think that will happen with games. I don't think so.
I
Maybe.
really don't want
People
that to
might
happen
download
with
it.
games. That's
Yeah,
all
you
I can
know?
say.
That'd be kind of crazy. I'm hoping we'll have more silver linings, all things considered.
Hmm.
Uh, but I think it's just a first year hurdle. That's what I'm gonna assume.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, same.
cause yeah, like I'm just I'm trying not to sound like a broken record. Cause all I'm gonna say is just like, just wait. You just gotta wait. That's all it is. Cause on top of everything that's happening, um, shoot, this was it whatever you and Phil find, where it's like people who tell you like restocks are up, or people have like insight of what's happening in the next couple of months for something. I'm like, it feels like we have so much access to this info.
Hmm.
Like,
We do.
it's like, bro, you got all the time in the world. Matter of fact, play more games. Like, I mean, there's just a bunch of other stuff to do
Yeah,
as a
yeah, you're
gamer.
right. You're right.
Huh? And then you just turn my backlog. Like, just there's a bunch of games. No,
But
there's
now
stuff
I
to
can
do.
play my backlog on the Switch too, except for Guns Gore and Cannoli. I can't actually do backlog on that one.
Oh, that you know what? No, that's where the Switch 2 loses me. What is the development problem with the guy in a shotgun? Like, how can they have an issue with put that game best deathmatch is crazy. It's just like all this content,
Oh
and it's just
man.
like it didn't work. Why doesn't it work? Make it work, Nintendo. Like, what are we doing here? It's just I'm mad now. Hold on, I just have to think about that. I can't put Guns Gore Cannoli into the new gen console. That sentence is stupid. Like, but here we are, just waiting to see what happens. Because I think they're trying. What was that
There,
list? What's
it's
that
a
stuff
list
called?
of them trying to investigate the problems, and it's all just under investigation, except for some that are like already like, oh well, Switch 2 versions are being prepared for Fortnite, for example. So Switch 1 Fortnite
Okay.
doesn't work, if that makes sense. And it's one of those weird things where they're saying that you're not playing Switch 1 games natively with Switch 2. It's kind of through emulation, which is kind of a weird thing to think about. So immediately, like the generation after, but I guess that's how they're working it out. Because
Well, they
if you have followed any type of like emulation like talks before, some people will talk about how it's very difficult to get like N64 or GameCube emulation to work, especially for certain games and everything like that. So it's one of those things where like, you know, unless you have the actual native like hardware that was built for that, it's actually really hard to like replicate that with everything. So I guess in this case,
compare.
Gore and Cannoli is one of those games that like just has like a weird issue that they're trying to figure out, and it's just as baffling as like how we're hearing it. It's like we're trying to figure out what the reason is, but we don't really have the exact like solution for it, unless the game devs themselves are looking into that too, and they're trying to figure
Hopefully,
it out.
sitting there wondering what's happening with like a transfer.
Hmm.
I'm just thinking, they made the game specifically for whatever. What was it? Is it AMD? AMD or is it still Nvidia as far as like whatever graphics chip they use in the first Switch or something?
I think it's Nvidia. Yeah, it is Nvidia.
Hmm. All right. What? Like what? I don't know. Like their graphics. I was like, I thought these fools was messing with like I don't know, like a freaking AMD, and then it just felt a little weird. Like I thought that was something like
Mm.
that, or like because
Hmm.
the first time I played Guns Going Cannoli, was it on the Switch or was it PlayStation? I want to say Switch. I think it's Switch. Because do you remember we did a
Let's Play, didn't
like,
we? Or yeah, we did multiplayer too. I think that was Switch.
Yeah,
that had to have been Switch.
It's all Switch, right?
Yeah.
Man, I'm not gonna lie. There's some games I double dip for, and that would be one of them. But I guess I haven't done it yet. Crazy. I really like that game, but I'm just wondering, like, developing for like 2 different consoles, right? But then, in this case, it's just the evolved version of the console. What's as an ignorant non-developer? What's the holdup? You know, like what's happening? I really want to know what's wrong with it.
Sorry, real quick. We have someone in chat asking about what was going on with the Amazon and Nintendo situation. It's, from what I'm hearing, it's actually kind of funny, but also kind of like sad too. If you guys know content creators, Kid and Krista, it's actually one whole like YouTube channel, Kid and Krista. They are the previous hosts. They used to work at Nintendo, and they used to host this web series called Nintendo Minute on the Nintendo account website or the YouTube channel. They have a lot of insight on that one, and they were telling essentially their like kind of their words. I'm kind of just shorthanding it to summarize. I guess it's one of those things where like negotiations with trying to get like those Prime Day deliveries with Nintendo consoles and whatnot in games have been kind of like not a great thing with on Amazon side, at least here in like the States. So I guess what they paraphrased it was that like the negotiations were like kind of falling through here, and Amazon was pretty much like, well, what if we just didn't like ship out like Nintendo stuff? And Nintendo's like, yeah, well, what would happen? And that's how that's what happened. What if we didn't do it? Yeah. What if? And so, I was like, yo. So I guess there might be a little bit of bad blood with Amazon and Nintendo. So, albeit though, UK seems to be okay. UK seems to be all right with Amazon and Nintendo.
Well, like, why though? What's wrong with them?
I want to say because sometimes it has, yeah, I think it might be one of those things where they can't like really fulfill like those Prime Day like deliveries with Nintendo related stuff. So I noticed that with my copy of Metroid Dread, which I actually pre-ordered through Amazon. It was I don't think I got day one. If not, it was like very late in the evening. So it was like one of those things where like it wasn't meeting quite the demand for pre-order stuff to arrive day one. So I guess it's one of those things. It's just one of those things. He said, she said.
Kinda biting off more than they can chew, then I guess, because that's a crazy thing to do.
I mean, States is pretty wide. The States are pretty big.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, think about how you have to expand on wherever it's coming from in your certain area. How, I don't know, man. We know some people who live like in the middle of nowhere. They trying to get a Switch game. That Sprinter van on the Amazon Prime Day is going to be gone. Like, he's going to be driving for a minute. So it's got to be like it's got to be like a reasonable window. It could still be Prime, right? You can still get like what is it? I would say like, isn't it like a discount? I think there's discounts. It always feels like there's discounts when I'm on, and I do have a Prime account, but I'd assume that as a Prime user or whatever, I don't know if you get like some kind of special treatment in terms of like when you could get a pre-order, maybe like what priority? Maybe I'm trying to think too much. I don't know if they even do this. It's just more of like finding something that makes sense and giving you proper benefits for being a member. So like, you know, depending on where your area is at, are you even qualified to have like day one shipping or something like that? Probably not. I don't know if you live somewhere that doesn't make the best sense in terms of like, you know, these buses or like Prime vans getting to you. It might not even work that way. So it would be more of a safe bet, in my opinion, if they do something like especially for like a console or like a game, and you pre-order it and you want it to like ship out as soon as it can, like a 3-day window makes sense. Hopefully, like you could say that, like at the earliest 1 day, latest 3 days. I feel like you could. That's pretty cool because I would get orders where it'll say like, "All right, it'll be here in like."
Be like here in like 30 minutes. It's like what?
Like what?
No, not like that.
You know, kind of like it'll tell me something like as far as like we're gonna ship these out, and there's usual points where they want you like you ever get those orders when you're doing it through like UPS or something? They'll say you want to do it expedited? You'll pay like $20 more, and I'm like, oh, okay, I won't do that because I can wait. It's here in like the same amount of time if I did expedited. I just did normal shipping, so like you'll never know. You know, it's kind of like you're paying for an expectation, but most of the time, like the demand or whatever kind of way they flow with this work, it may not be able to meet it. So I don't know. Amazon should have, stopped biting off more than they can chew. I mean, a little strange, a little weird.
Yeah, I don't know how they like decided. I mean, they have like so many goods that they sell through Amazon, so it's one of those things where, biting off more than they can chew. They try to do like, same day delivery sometimes, and when it comes to pre-orders, the day of. And they've been pretty successful with some of them. Like I talked about Lunar Remaster. That was one that actually was like same day delivery. That was kind of crazy. I don't know how they handle that, but when it comes to something wide scale as like Nintendo Switch 2 or like some big name like console, that might be kind of difficult to really fulfill.
Yeah, man. Be careful with how they handle those boxes in transit, all right?
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't know what the warehouses look like, but I would I'd rather not have like a couple of damages. Like I think I saw somebody she had what was it? This is person I follow on Instagram. She had a cosplay prop brought in. I think I want to say that she had like damage on the box and not the item itself. But that's a usual possibility from like getting stuff when you're ordering something just in general. You got like a chipped piece of furniture or some other nonsense like that. So when it comes to these game consoles, like just handle with care. Like put as much like styrofoam or whatever like little bag in there. Like the last thing I need, because I have a chip on my Nintendo Switch, but that wasn't like that was my fault.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Crazy.
Hey, I know what happened to mine. Like I would like to know at least where this chip came from. But as far as like having one before you even get to play it, it kind of sucks.
Yeah.
I feel some kind of way. First world problems,
Yeah. So to kind of sum it up, I guess there really isn't a good relationship with like Nintendo and Amazon US. So that's it.
Yeah. Cooked. Trying to do everything from A to Z, huh?
We have Borderless here on YouTube saying that Walmart Switch 2s will be delivered with their grocery delivery network. Interesting. Okay. Because I remember that Walmart was boasting about them doing same day delivery for like their Switch 2s. And I was like, it's kind of a crazy flex, but all right. I'd like to see it. We'll see. I'll be sure to let everybody know like how my Walmart delivery like goes. Obviously that's going to be for like our friend Sevi, but that's going to be one of those things where I'm like I'll be right next to the window and I'll be keeping an eye out for like that console like to like just show up on the front porch.
Oh.
Because if they
it's in a grocery bag.
Yeah, I think Walmart's got the sleeper build. Like you don't even see it, but like they got some crazy tech going on there. Like we can like make fun of the fact that we were in a perpetual like waiting room, like as we were. But the fact is they had like a little bit of technology to kind of like you have to interact with to make sure that you are human and not some bot. We actually have to hover over to the page and like click and hold on like a certain like page area, and then you're good.
Oh. Get that one where you have to glide a puzzle piece.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, that's funny.
I don't know. Walmart might be like pretty successful with the Switch 2 runs to a point where I've been seeing some like postings about it being in stock today or something like that. So definitely still follow those accounts and see what's going on.
Hey, bro. Hey, man, I'm telling you, all we have to do is wait, and then lo and behold, if you stick around for it, you'll find it.
Yeah, that's me and Xbox as well. That's how I got mine.
These switches are happening. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. Oh my damn. He's on him.
Wait. What the heck?
Some crazy stuff.
Oh my. Yeah, bro. There's some interesting stuff happening, honestly.
All right. But yeah, otherwise, guys, I would still advise just to keep a lookout. This wasn't just like a final thing this past week. So we should probably get more stocks for like pre-orders at some point. You'll just have to
Yes.
keep that in mind.
Yeah,
In the
right.
meantime,
Hopefully, stick to all your like the forums.
mhm.
I assume I'm like gonna say deep cut. I don't know if anybody's going on GameFAQs anymore, but like just stick to
What,
whatever forums you got.
I was gonna
I
say, do
think
they
what?
really?
Yeah, I don't know,
I
but
was gonna
like
say, like, that's great. I think Reddit would definitely be like a big culprit for like, or at least a place where you could just check for any like updates there too.
yeah, it's the non-boomer answer. My old butt was like, "Yo, man, what's GameFAQs doing?"
Game fact. Funny enough, I still use it. I still use it for some games here and there.
Oh,
It's still good,
they do good stuff. They help out.
but I'm not sure about like
They
Switch 2 restocks.
It would be so funny if they were. It's just like the discussion's like, you up? It's
You
like,
up? Was good.
I don't know yet. Wait, hold on. The Steam Deck. Oh, hey, hold on. I think I just found like an interesting.
Hmm.
Bro, 40 seconds ago about Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. What could they have talked about? Nintendo
Wait.
Switch too. Look, they have systems boards. Hey man, like what? Why is it?
Wait, what are you talking about?
Anything? Well, hold on. Well, first of all, this sounds like a topic of a video that you could make, and I'm pretty sure you just said earlier.
Hmm.
The why is almost every game on key card and not cartridge. It's the first post I see right now.
Oh, interesting.
And there are 67 messages. People are passionate. They are.
How many minutes ago?
Like these people they're turned. They're twisted, bro.
I mean, I feel it too because I don't like that they're on game key cards, but I also understand that like from the developer and publisher side of things that they may not be able to afford to put everything on like a 64 gig card if that's the only option and it's the most expensive one.
Yeah. Hold on. Wow. I wonder if these boards are interesting.
Also, the fact is some devs and publishers might also just be greedy or cheap about it and be like, well, we know it's gonna sell, so we're gonna put it on like these key cards for now. So that I won't excuse that either.
Yeah.
We were talking about this while we were having like lunch at like the Taco Bell. So funny. But yeah, it's like, yeah, I think it's one of those things where year one, I think we're gonna have to just see honestly how things are gonna play out. If they notice that their game key cards are not selling for their particular games, then they'll probably have to do something about that.
Yeah. No, I see you.
That Nintendo probably needs to give like more options for like the game card sizes, because that'd be nice.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm about to. Oh no. Oh no. Sorry.
One step closer to the bridge, and I'm about to. Hmm?
I was looking at speaking of break, that Sisters board I just found, and somebody was like, "You think we'll see an idiot like this on the Switch 2 launch day?" I title of the video: "Insane Man smashes PS4 at launch." I'm like, whoa. And I cut it. I stopped the video. I'm not gonna watch it. But like he's just like walking out and then stops in front of everybody and just rips the box open. So I'm like, you know what? I already know what's gonna happen. I already got spoiled. I'm not gonna watch it. I feel like if somebody were to break a Switch 2, it would be in the same way that like it was like this guy who dropped his new iPhone after he opened the box. It'd be probably something like that if it were to ever break. But like this guy, he did it on purpose. Like, look, no,
what? No warning or anything. It just kind of happened.
Dude, like, hold on, bro. He just walked. He just walked in. He just walked out with it. Everybody's staring at him, and he just stops like right in the sidewalk. Like I watched.
I don't know.
He just stopped it, and he just ripped it open.
That dude had an agenda. This was, and mind you, this is PlayStation 4. So that was like 2013, right? 2013, 2014. People got like things that they want to do for clout or for otherwise, you know.
Bro, that is so. Imagine like just going home after that. You spent all that money for a stunt. Corny. That's super corny. Hold on, wait a minute. Oh, somebody's stupid. He said he didn't smash the controller. I would have stole that. Like, okay, no.
I mean,
that's crazy. yeah, dude, he like Hulk smashed it. I paused it right on impact, but he was like, and then he just broke it. Like, nah, we're good. We're good.
Okay.
This we might see somebody do that.
I hope not. Not
on the internet, not in our area.
I hope I don't. Yeah, I hope I don't see that. You know.
Dude, that is not even just as a gamer, just as like a
As a gamer.
it's like the money.
Just
like
as an individual.
Yeah, what? And then you just drove? Like, you gotta think about the after. Like you gotta be like, yeah, and then you get in, your car's on E. Like, what? Like, you gotta do something about that. Like, that's a crazy sequence to follow.
You remember the video of like someone like pulling out like a newly purchased Lamborghini only to crash it down the street?
Oh my god. That is so much money, dog.
But that wasn't on purpose, mind you. They were just reckless.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess to be fair, the PlayStation 4 person was reckless. So I mean,
yeah. Like, he's totally at fault. That's crazy.
That's true. All right,
man, we got some crazy individuals.
Some really wacky individuals. Okay. I think with that, we'll go ahead and wrap it up here. It's been a fun one. We'll keep in mind of like any other Switch 2 stuff popping up for pre-orders, but we still have like a whole other month of just people like just trying out the Switch 2 and then launch. It's crazy. That's a crazy turnaround time for like the States. Good luck to everybody, including Canada, by the way. Of just having this huge turnaround of like getting people like their Switch 2s as well. But see how this plays out. But all right, guys, we'll go ahead and call it here. Thank you all so much for tuning in for this episode of DangIT Prodcast. It's been episode 542. My name is Justin.
I'm Aniyah.
And thanks for watching, everybody. #bye, everybody.